All right, y'all, we back with another reaction right here on ABP Reactions. And right now, Jay-Z freestyle at the Roots picnic proves he's feeling the pressure. What could that be? Let's find out.
Jay-Z just set the internet on fire. His Roots picnic freestyle went completely viral after he aimed bars at Drake, Nicki Minaj, Kanye, Tory Lanez, and several others. While everyone is focused on decoding these bars, they are failing to realize what this freestyle just seemed to confirm. The pressure has officially gotten to Jay-Z. He can no longer pretend he doesn't hear what is being said about him. He is being forced to address it. Today, you will see how this freestyle and his recent GQ interview reveal just how desperate Jay-Z is to shift the current narrative. It is no surprise that Jay-Z's reputation has been in a shaky place as of late. For years, there was a lot of industry rumors floating around that made Jay look questionable. But things got to a whole different level when headlines started surfacing that seemed to give merit to the rumors. Things escalated even further when his name was being brought up alongside those documents at the beginning of the year. People started looking at those past relationships
He's talking about the Epstein documents, if you don't know what he's talking about, the Epstein documents.
with figures who walked in those questionable circles and started thinking that Jay was just like them. His entire reputation had shifted, and people were looking at him completely different. That was the moment Jay knew things weren't looking good. His reputation was taking a serious hit, and he knew that if it wasn't repaired immediately, it would be forever tainted. This is when Jay-Z started his calculated PR campaign. First, it was the GQ interview where Jay-Z showed up and addressed the things being said about him. But this was a softball puff piece interview designed to make him look good. We will talk more about this later. Now his second attempt is this freestyle where he's going viral for aiming bars at several rappers. This was the exact moment it became clear everything is getting to Jay-Z. Let's break down these disses and what he said. The first bar Jay said was, "Hattie's turning 100. If she had transitioned before I cleared my name, I would have hunted them, every one of them, playing these silly games. That 1-800 ambulance chaser would have wished one came, but 911 is a joke. Public enemy number one, I've been ranked." This bar is obviously about the legal filings that Tony Busby put forward. He directly aimed this bar at Tony Busby by calling him an ambulance chaser. Now he implies that he cleared his name, which technically he did. The only thing he doesn't say is how he got his name cleared. While the individual involved
he didn't say how he got his name cleared. He has some allegations, and even with the Sun thing, that got cleared. With the Sun shit, Jay-Z is undefeated right now, man. But you know, eventually something is going to pierce the armor. Something is going to stick eventually, man. Hove, keep your hands clean, man. Keep your hands. I'm rooting for you, man. I want to see my black brothers make it all the way through, all my successful black brothers, because it seems like they always get tore down right when they get at the brink of being super successful. You know, when you worth a billion, 2 billions or more, they find a way to tear your ass down every time.
Eventually cleared Jay's name. She also came out shortly after and stated she allegedly felt pressure to do so after third parties repeatedly visited her home. She essentially claimed she was backed into a corner regarding her statements. But luckily for Jay-Z, the mainstream media only ran the story that the individual claimed he was innocent. This bar lets you know that these issues still affect Jay. He is still directing his energy to try to convince people he had nothing to do with it. He comes at Busby, who is just a lawyer who took on a claim, because he wants to create a villain to shift the blame to. He wants people to direct their anger at Busby, the ambulance chaser, to mask the fact that he is being inserted and things like that. The next bar Jay-Z rapped was, "The rock not crumbling. The leprechauns have magically run out of pranks. Your son is in a federal jail line mumbling something about having too much in his drink. You know how dumb that is?" This bar was clearly aimed at Tory Lanez. This all goes back to the situation between Tory and Meg. Many believe that Roc Nation backed Megan and helped prove her claims against Tory. He spoke directly to Tory's father with the line about your son being on a federal jail line mumbling. This was in response to Tory's father accusing Jay-Z and Roc Nation of having something to do with Tory being found guilty. Specifically, the interview he did outside the courthouse where he named them as the masterminds behind Tory's downfall. Tory himself has come out and made a whole album from prison where he calls out Jay-Z several times. He repeatedly implies that they allegedly are the reason that he is where he is today. It's interesting seeing Jay respond to this after ignoring it for so long. It shows that he knows people believe he might have had something to do with it. It's why he's saying Tory is in prison because he snitched on himself. Jay knows he can no longer ignore it and just keep it pushing. Now, this next bar was clearly a direct shot at Nicki. Jay rapped, "The lady back on the stuff. She sounds like she's in love with them. Her Ken can't even pick up their kids. Enough of them. A rap."
Damn. Her Ken can't even pick up their kids. Nigga, her brother's a pedo, nigga.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Her brother's a pedo, so he can't be around kids.
Rapper can't be my op. I got MAGA Republicans. Those shots came from the very top of the government. Good luck with them. I'm governed by God. You try to break the covenant. Now this ties back to Nicki's recent comments on Roc Nation. For the last few years, Nicki has been very vocal about Roc Nation. She has made several allegations that paint Jay-Z as a powerful corporate bully who tries to control the industry. Nicki claims that because she refused to work with his company, they have been allegedly working against her. She believes they have been utilizing all types of shady methods to block her industry success. A few months back, she went on a Twitter rant where she unleashed on Jay-Z. She even pointed out his long history of dating girls who are a lot younger than him. Nicki has made it clear she believes Jay-Z is the boogeyman of the industry. But in this freestyle, Jay is telling you not to listen to her because she's on the stuff and is working for the red side. This line was obviously pointing to Nicki's recent conservative shift earlier this year. But again, this is just Jay-Z trying to shift the blame and paint himself as the victim. Earlier with the Tony Busby situation, he paints Busby as an ambulance chaser who came after him for no reason. Jay was the victim of a greedy money grab. Now Nicki is the loony woman who's working for the right to bring him down. Jay wants you to desperately see him as the victim who is being attacked by jealous people who want what he has. He wants you to think he did nothing wrong. It's why he strategically chose to respond now after months of these allegations being out there, because he knows people are starting to believe Nicki. This freestyle connects directly to his recent interview. The first thing Jay-Z addressed in his GQ sit-down was the claims against him. Now, while Jay-Z technically addressed it when it first broke, it was through a cold-calculated written statement, the kind penned by a high-priced legal team to minimize damage. This 2026 GQ feature was his first time speaking on it in person, and what he said tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah, and that motherfucker, I wasn't really feeling that motherfucker. I'm like, man, this is some PR shit for that ass. Yeah, I was like, make sure you ask these questions. You could tell that wasn't the nigga asking the questions he really wanted to ask. That was definitely some PR. Hey, you can ask Jay about this, or Jay himself. Shit, you can ask me about this. Don't talk about this. Don't talk about this. Like, nah, we need to see an uncut, unfiltered with Hov. That's what the people want to see, man. We want to see uncut, unfiltered. Because I'm like, nigga, that's like the Roc Nation shit for sure is something. Why do everybody call y'all niggas like the Illuminati? Why do everybody, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about everybody saying Roc Nation is the Illuminati and that you guys be doing all this for your artists, and anybody that don't see eye to eye with your artists, y'all burn their whole operation down? Like, they really paint them niggas like that. That is crazy.
When questioned about the nature of the situation, he claimed he was heartbroken and filled with uncontrollable anger. He argued that because of his street codes, he could never be capable of what he was accused of. Again, Jay-Z was just painting himself as the victim that people were coming after for no reason. He never once addressed the actual claims or why he believes he was thrown into this conversation to begin with. He also doesn't talk about how his name was actually cleared. And the worst part about it is that the interviewer did not push back at all. They just set up the questions so Jay-Z could paint himself however he wanted. This wasn't a standard interview. It was a masterclass in PR damage control. They wanted to ensure that every single person who clicked saw Jay-Z clear the air immediately.
Exactly. It felt like a PR interview.
So they can spend the rest of the time talking about whatever else he wanted. This shows how much the pressure is finally reaching the top. Think about how Jay-Z spent years not responding to anything said about him. Despite all the rumors, he remained unbothered. But clearly, that is all changing. Too many people are saying the same things about him. He is not able to escape the claims because they're so prominent. We have to remember Jay-Z isn't just a hip-hop mogul. He has entered the world of corporate America and is one of the faces of the biggest performances in America, the Super Bowl. That connects his brand directly to the NFL, which means he must keep his reputation positive. Everything is building up against Jay. The claims, the rumors, the legal issues, it's all piling up, and chances are those higher ups are ordering him to fix it. They have likely told Jay he is no longer the positive cultural icon he once was.
And you know what's crazy? What just hit me right now? Like, it don't matter what goes on, the blame, whatever Hove gets blamed for, nobody ever puts it like Jay-Z and Beyonce are doing this. Jay-Z and Beyonce is, they won't let me do this. Jay-Z, they don't never group them together. It's just always Hove or Rock Nation, Rock Nation. They make sure that Beyonce name don't get mentioned in shit. And we as the people, we don't even mention her, even though they're a couple, we don't never mention her in none of Jay-Z's bullshit. That's tight. She got a clean cut image, man. Goddamn, shout out Beyonce.
Now, people are starting to see him as a shady corporate sellout who uses everyone who comes in contact with him. This is why Jay-Z is so desperate to change the narrative, why he's doing these fake interviews where he's the only one talking, why he's jumping on stage, aiming bars at everyone who dares mention him after he quit rapping years ago. Now, this is what Jay-Z is doing in the public, but what he is doing behind the scenes should be examined too. Recently, those who have had negative things to say about Jay and Rock Nation have been getting the call. Some are even waking up to legal paperwork at their front door. We already saw what happened between the blogger Milagro and Megan Thee Stallion. Meg took her to court because she didn't like the way she covered the Tory situation. She spent hundreds of thousands of dollars just to be awarded a couple thousand. But she obviously didn't take legal action to win money. She did it to send out a message. If you speak on Rock Nation and its artists, you will pay the price.
Damn.
This tells us that Jay is trying to silence the critics. He wants people to know that he is too powerful for you to come at. While in public, he pretends to be a victim who doesn't know why these people are coming at him. Behind the scenes, he's doing exactly what Nicki Minaj accused him of, allegedly using his power to silence anyone who's not talking about him positively. When you put all these pieces together, the picture becomes very clear. The Roots Picnic freestyle, the GQ interview are two sides of the exact same PR strategy. Jay-Z is feeling the pressure of his crumbling public image. He is using every tool at his disposal to rewrite the narrative and protect his corporate interests. On a public stage, he wants you to see a man governed by God who is just defending himself against ambulance chasers and jealous peers. But behind the scenes, the Rock Nation machine is allegedly using its massive influence and legal resources to crush anyone who questions that narrative. The untouchable reputation that Jay-Z spent decades building is officially gone. People are finally starting to look past the carefully created image and question the methods used to maintain his power at the time.
I don't know about all that. I don't think his image is tarnished that bad to where everybody's looking at him differently. No. You know, now as a company, Rock Nation, yeah, you get people that say that. Like, you know, they look at Rock Nation like the Illuminati. Like, yeah, Rock Nation be stopping shit. Rock Nation ain't gonna do this. Rock Nation ain't going for that. But as far as Jay-Z, like, how do y'all look at Jay-Z? Like, do y'all look at him like, oh, his image is ruined, it's tarnished? Like, I ain't gonna go that far. He's still in good standings. Now, Rock Nation is a little different. You know what I mean? They the one got all the accusations and all that shit. But, you know, if you mention Rock Nation, you got to mention Hove. So I get it, but no.
Top of the industry. This sudden media strategy is proof that the old tactics of staying quiet are no longer working for him.
Yeah, okay. Hey, man. H to the is O, V to the is A. My boy Hove, man, Hove. How are y'all feeling about Jay-Z, man? In 2026, do y'all feel like Hove is untouchable? Do y'all feel like Hove is his image is tarnished in your eyes? What are you giving? Because he's trying to make it seem like people looking at Hove like his image is tarnished. I don't get that. I get it what you're saying, but I don't agree. I don't think people do. I think people still hold Jay-Z to a high standard and they still fuck with him. And he hasn't done anything that prove any of these accusations or allegations are true. You know what I'm saying? You never know, you know, what niggas do in the dark until it comes to the light. So, you know, for the most part, all the shit that they tried to sue him for, take him to jail for, or whatever, He got shot down. Accusations they tried to make against him. He sent out his lawyers, cease and desist to get it pulled down. So I mean, it's a rich nigga playing with a bag. And when you're in that position, heavy as a head that wears the crown. Everybody want to come for you. Everybody's gonna gun for you. Everybody gonna try to find a way to get some money about you. Not saying that you are squeaky clean. You might have your hands in some bullshit behind the scenes too. You feel me? But until that is presented in a way that we can all digest it and believe it, I think, Jay-Z is still in good standings as of right now. It's not like anything he has done has been super serious. Even with the Epstein shit, it's like, I don't even think people care. Like the culture, they don't give a, like nigga, you ain't presented nothing. All you said is he was with Epstein on Epstein Island, but you haven't presented what. And that's been a whole thing with this Epstein. That's a whole nother video though. This Epstein Island, like, y'all done put these names, like, where's the details of what's been going on, man? You feel me? Because how long y'all gonna hold this shit over people, over celebrities' heads? Like, either air these niggas out, break down the details, and present the evidence to us so we know. And that's what y'all need to do with Jay-Z, if that's the case. If not, you know what I'm saying? Y'all look thirsty, In my opinion, it just look thirsty that everybody's trying to come at him for money. That's what it all boils down to, man. But let me know what y'all think. What's your opinion on Jay-Z? What's your opinion on Rock Nation? What's your opinion on the freestyle he did at the Roots picnic, man? Let me know in the comment section. I'm going to give y'all 2 seconds to smash the like. And as always, get ready for the next reaction.